Hello. All right. Can everyone hear me? Can you let me know really quick just to make sure that my mic is working good before I get this kicking? I think I should be fine. But if you could let me know, everything good. Hello, Empty and Full. Hello, Dark Devil. Okay, this is just going to be a really brief live chat. Just going to jump in here, maybe 10 minutes or so. But I wanted to explain something really quick. And I'll answer also your questions on this if anyone has any quick questions on this. Or let's say the control reviews are out, as well as Astral Chain. If you're curious how those might affect sales, you can ask me that too. But really quick, I just wanted to hit on why this being shown at the GameStop Managers Conference is really, really important for people looking forward to The Last of Us 2. So first, let me explain here. I do not currently work at GameStop, but I did for many, many years. So I have a lot of experience with this. And I also attended many of these manager conferences as well. So I know exactly how these things work because I've been there firsthand. And basically the way it works, you're out there for a couple days. There's a big stage show where, various publishers and also console, manufacturers will come up and they will present to all of the GameStop managers and higher level DMs and even higher than that. That basically they'll do a quick showcase. It'll be various things. They'll show some CG trailers. A lot of it is talking about, promotions and things that they're going to have going on. And really it's to get excitement built up within those GameStop managers. So those GameStop managers go back to their stores and they really push pre-orders and all these things that they were really excited that they saw at the conference. That's kind of the whole purpose behind why the GameStop Managers Conference gets the big attention from these people. So they show a lot of stuff there. For example, one of the years I went, we saw, Halo 5 footage before anybody else really did, like the big campaign intro sequence we saw, Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay. Actually, that was the original Battlefront. I apologize. Star Wars Battlefront gameplay. All sorts of various things get shown there early. But the reason it's really important that The Last of Us 2 was there, and actually gameplay as well, from what we've been told. I did not see this firsthand. I don't know how much was actually shown, but from what we've been told, they showcased an actual brief gameplay snippet. And it's important because anything that's shown at GameStop conference, every single year I went and every single year that people I know that still go there have said it gets out quick, right? Whatever they're showing, they know that there are thousands, literally thousands of managers that are watching this. And all it takes is one of them pulling out their phone and recording it, and it's up, right? I'll tell you, this is not like Comic-Con where there's crazy security infrared cameras trying to catch people filming stuff. Now, you do get in huge trouble. Some of the years I went, people did leak things, and they were terminated. They found out who it was. So it's definitely not safe to leak it, but anyone showcasing anything there knows there's a very high probability whatever you're showing can be leaked. So usually there are very fast turnarounds, usually a month or less. Whatever is showcased there is also shown to the public. So basically, if you're a fan of The Last of Us, if you've been starving to see new footage or something, right? We haven't seen anything in a really long time. This is great news for you because I would suspect within a month you're going to get something. I can't tell you that for sure. I have not talked to anyone at Sony or Naughty Dog or anything like that has said, oh, yeah, we're going to show it. But I'm saying just from past experience of going to many of these conferences myself and being super familiar with it, very high chance that you're going to see The Last of Us Part 2 footage very, very soon. Did you guys have any questions about this? Did you have anything that you wanted me to hit on really quick? Exile N, this is just the coolest dude, just gone live. Oh, wait, it's just Benji. Ouch. But yeah, that was really, I just wanted to get in here and let you know, like I said, from firsthand experience, why there's a very strong chance. We have a high chance at Outbreak Day. That's coming up, right? End of September. Maybe they're going to do it then. I've seen some people throw around TGS because that's like right around the corner. I don't think so. First of all, that's like a very Japanese focused show. And also, it's a very violent game, and not that, violence is like there's no violence in the Japanese gaming industry, but, that game is much more of a Western focused title. So I don't think that's going to be where they show this or where they announce a release date or anything like that. My guess would be either there's a state of play coming sometime in the next month or so, or Outbreak Day. Maybe they're gonna do a little event around that. I'm not saying like an actual like stage event, but maybe they'll have like a pre-recorded thing that they release that shows a little bit of gameplay with a release date, something like that. Very, very possible. Possible state of play in September. Yeah, exactly. I think it's definitely possible. I don't know for sure. I think that or Outbreak Day, though, you're going to get something, especially because this game's rumored to be hitting possibly in February. Could be, a little bit later than that, but it's definitely, I think, within the first 6 months. So we got to get a date out there soon. As I talked about, and as other people talked about, like Jason Schreier, at one point, this game was targeted for 2019. Now, never in a public capacity. There was, of course, never anything where Sony came out and they promised anyone 2019. They wanted to make sure whenever they announced a date, this game was ready. But internally, there was a target, a soft target, wasn't a hard target, but there was a soft target for 2019, and that got pushed a little bit. So if this is really February, of next year, they got to get a date out there quick. I mean, people are going to be pre-ordering and getting ready for this. We're already at the very end of August now. I mean, this year is almost over. So they're going to have to start really drumming up excitement if this is an early 2020 game. That date's got to be out there soon. And this showing at GameStop conference, I'll be honest, I was not expecting that. Did not expect them to show it there. I thought, maybe they would put it up on the screen and be like, of course, this is a game that we have coming. But the fact they showed gameplay, like actual gameplay, they're gearing up to do a big public reveal. I think maybe Outbreak Day, yeah, Dark Devil. I think Outbreak Day could be the right time. A lot of people thinking that. I agree. State of play rumor for 1st of November, but it's a bit far away and quite close to Death Stranding from Craig B89. Yeah, I agree, Craig. I don't think they're going to wait that long. I think you'll get this sooner. Like I said, the turnarounds from what's at GameStop conference is usually much faster than something like November. That's months away. I'm talking, I think you'll have this within the next month. Could be wrong, but that's typical. I've put it this way. I have never seen anything at GameStop conference in the entire time that I went there that took like 3, 4, 5 months to become public knowledge. It's quick turnarounds. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if in the next day or two someone leaks this footage. It's entirely possible someone recorded it and they're going to put it up. What do you think it'll be released at, Craig? I think it's going to be that February, March, somewhere around there. I think that rumor is probably accurate, especially if the game, like I said, it was a soft target for 2019. I doubt that they pushed it, 8-9 months out. I'm betting that it's, probably early 2020. Craig, you're thinking May, June? I mean, it's possible. Put it this way, definitely before halfway through the year, I would say. So by June, within those first 6 months for sure. I don't expect it after that. We're too close to PS5 at that point. At that point, like let's say they were going to release it in like September. I mean, you might as well hold off for PS5 launch. Like if it was going to be that close, like if you were almost at the PS5 release date, they would just hold it for an extra 2 months and just release it on both at the same time. And I don't think that's happening. So early, first half of 2020 for sure, I think. Craig, February's too good to be true and still quite close. Yeah, it is, but I think that game's like very close to done. Like from the few things I've heard, I think it's very, very close to finished. Glover Parker, do you think they would remaster this for the PS5 launch? If so, I may hold out for that. That's a good question, Glover. I don't know exactly how they are going to be approaching cross-gen on PlayStation 5. I don't know if they're going to do it kind of like how Microsoft has done, for example, with games on the X from like the 360, right? Where you see like X enhanced games where you don't have to rebuy it, right? Like if you already own, for example, we'll say Gears 3, something random, and it was a 360 game that they offered, or the Final Fantasy games, 13, that they offered enhancements for the Xbox One X. You didn't pay for those, right? If you already had that game, it got X enhanced. So I don't know if that's the plan. I don't know if games like, hey, if you buy The Last of Us or on your PS4, whatever PS5 enhancements it gets, if those will be free if you already own it, I don't know, or if they are going to make you repurchase the game, with an updated edition. I really don't know. Good question. I do think you'll see the game improved one way or the other, right? I do think Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, even Death Stranding, these games that are like Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy, these games are very close to the PS5 launch timeframe, like within a year. I do think you'll see them enhanced on the PlayStation 5. I'm almost positive you'll see something there, but I don't know if it'll be free updates or, if you'll have to pay, for another edition of the game. I really don't know how they're going to approach that. I don't know if they've announced that. They have said that the PS5 is backwards compatible. Like, we know it plays PS4 games, no doubt about that. We just don't know, if the upgrades for cross-gen games will be free or not. Emily here, sweet shirt. Yeah, rocking that X-Men. Woo-woo! Had to rep it. It's money making. They definitely will. All right, we're going to wrap up here in just a minute. I just wanted to do a quick chat on this. Hi, Benji. Do you think it'll break SpiderMan opening for best selling exclusive opening? That's a darn good question, and something that I've been debating with people for a long time because it's tough. It's very possible. I'll tell you what, I've never seen. So let's say like within the core gaming, right? That hardcore Sony fan base. I've never, I don't think, seen excitement for a Sony first party game like I've seen for The Last of Us Part 2. Don't think I've ever seen it for anything. So I think within that core super, fans of Sony, the game is no doubt bigger than Spider-Man, I think. My only question is wide. Definitely Last of Us is huge, right? We all know. I think it sold 17 plus million at the last announced number. It's clearly well over that now, but I don't think we've gotten an updated number past then. Someone might be able to correct me if so, but I don't think so. I think 17 was the last known. So it's huge. It's huge, right? Don't get me wrong. But Spider-Man was able to hit that super core Sony fan base as well as like super casual, just Marvel fans and even younger people because it was not a super violent game or anything like that. So it's tough. I've gone back and forth on it. On some hand, I think Spider-Man's just tough to beat. I mean, it did millions within days. And so is The Last of Us. It's tough. It's tough. I need to wait until we're closer before I give a definitive answer. But right now, if I had to guess, just because I'll go out there, I'll go out on a limb. I think it doesn't beat. I don't think it beats Spider-Man opening quite. Just don't think quite does it. Maybe in some markets like Europe, I could see it being bigger, but I don't think it does in the U.S. Here we go. Please, do you have any idea how many copies of Days Gone have been sold? I wish. I've been pestering Sony on Twitter for this for like months. I've been trying. A lot of the people at Bend have been amazing to me. They are awesome. They've reached out to me on Twitter. We've chatted a little bit back and forth, not a ton, but a little bit. Bend Studio seems amazing. They seem like really, really, really cool people. Pretty much all of them. I'm shocked at how many of them have reached out and been awesome. But I've been pestering Sony, and I've been trying to get in Sean Layden's mentions and Yasp, and they just do not want to give a number on that, which is weird to me because we know Days Gone's done really well. It really has, especially for the size Studio Bend is, and it did, and for a brand new IP, it did well. But they just don't want to put that number out there. I think that it didn't like break records like we saw with God of War and Spider-Man and things like that. So they're trying to not draw direct comparisons. I don't think it quite hit Horizon Zero Dawn's numbers worldwide either in sales. I think it's probably just a little bit behind Horizon's pace would be my guess. From things I've seen, not sure. It could be passive, but I don't think so. I think it's just a little bit behind Horizon. So I think they just don't want to necessarily draw direct comparisons. I think that's kind of why you haven't seen a number, but I'd love it. I mean, I want Sony to give one so bad. They really should. Craig, thanks for the news. It's made my night. Awesome. We got a chart with multiple games. Last of Us now around 20 million. Okay. Attack of the Souls X. Thank you. I must have missed that. I remember it getting that 17 million announcement, which was a while ago. but I forgot that it was on that chart. I know which chart you're talking about too. It was the one I believe that showed Uncharted 4 as well as God of War on there and stuff. I forgot that they showed The Last of Us on there. Okay, so it's close to 20. I mean, it makes sense because, like I said, that 17 million was quite a while ago. Empty and Full, very interesting format, quick little live news segments. Looking forward to more of these. Thanks, Empty and Full. I really like doing these live chats. I think it's fun. I've been doing them like 2 weeks now, just randomly whenever there's like a big news thing, and we just make it quick, and we're real interactive, and I like to answer your questions, get some bounce back off you. A lot of you are real smart too, and hey, like just there, I just got a correction and I needed it. Exile End has to be 4 mil by now at this point. Yeah, I think so, Exile End. I don't know that for sure, but I think Days Gone has probably crossed 4 million shipped for sure. Sold through to consumer, I'm not 100%. Maybe it's tough. It's tough because like there are so many markets out there we have zero data on. Like, who knows how it did in Germany and France. Well, actually, Germany, it might have gotten a sales milestone, but there's a lot of markets we just don't have any data for. In the US, we know it's done really well. It's in the top 10 best-selling games of the year so far. So it's done really well. Did pretty good in the UK as well. It was slightly behind Horizon's pace, but really good, physical at least. So 4 million definitely seems reasonable. I just don't know for sure. I'm not sure. I think probably around that point, though, yeah. Red Hood here. What do you think about all of Sony's first-party studios congratulating Remedy? They only congratulate when it's a Sony Worldwide Studios game. Yeah, so we've been talking about this on the chat recently. My take on it has been I do think there is smoke to the Remedy rumor. I just, again, not firsthand knowledge, not saying I've talked to people that know that. I just think so. It does seem like there is some smoke to that rumor. I don't know if it's legit. I don't know if they're really going to buy them. From what I understand, Sony did approach them at one point a while ago, and at least there was conversations about this. I think I'm not 100% on this, but I think from things I've heard that was a thing. But I have no idea if that went anywhere. I don't know if that's the plan. My belief is that there is smoke to it. I think it's a definitely likely acquisition, but I don't know for sure if it's going to happen. Exile N, these chats are awesome. Thank you. I love them. I literally love doing these. I think they're so much fun. I don't want to do these like, every day. It's like I'm trying to find a balance. I don't want to be doing too many of these chats to where people are just like, ugh, I'm bored. I don't want to, go into another Benji chat. We just had one of these like 3 days ago. I don't want to like overdo it. But I also don't want to like go weeks without doing them either, because there's always, the gaming industry, there's so much hitting all the time. So, all right, we went about 17 minutes. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Kuroso down here, what up, dude? Have you started Remedy? All right, I'll hit that one, and then I'm out. I'm actually going to go pick up Control basically right after I get out of this live chat. I have the game pre-ordered. I actually pre-ordered it at GameStop. I haven't pre-ordered a game there in a very long time, but I actually had some trading credit, traded some stuff in, got Control pre-ordered. I can't wait to dive in. Absolutely love Alan Wake. Anyone that knows me, I'm an Alan Wake obsessed person. I would do anything for Alan Wake 2. Wasn't crazy about Quantum Break. Didn't like hate it. Didn't love it. I just, Quantum Break was okay, but Control is like right up my alley. Super weird, story like Alan Wake. So yeah, I am on my my way right now, Kuroso, to go pick up Control as we speak. Okay, Red Hood has one more question. I'm done. No more questions after Red Hood. I'm sorry, guys. What do you think about Mystic talking about the PS5 reveal date? I missed this. Does anyone? Can you add on to that, Red Hood 420 in the chat? What do you mean? Did they say they heard a rumor about PS5 reveal date, when that's going to be? Because I don't know. I'll be honest. I really don't know when that's going to be. Anybody know what Red Hood over here is talking about? If not, I'm just going to leave that alone because I'm not familiar with what with the question or who Mystic is. He said rumor said February 2020 PlayStation meeting. Makes sense. There was definitely, it makes sense. I don't think they're going to show it this year. A lot of people are wondering if it's going to be at PSX. It's I don't think so. We actually technically don't even know if there's a PSX yet this year, as far as I'm aware. I hope there is. I want to see PSX come back in a big way because they had no conferences this year, like big ones. There was no E3. There was no nothing. It would be such a bummer to go basically an entire year with just these like small state of plays and not like a big Sony show. Like that would be such a bummer. So I hope PSX is back. I hope it's really big. I don't expect PS5 to. Okay, he supposedly heard from 4chan saying the reveal date was sometime Feb. Okay, makes sense. That's whenever they did the PS4 reveal. Was in February. I would expect the same here. Don't know that for a fact, but it definitely makes the most sense. That's where I'm leaning towards. Not leaning towards it being at PSX. Leaning towards it early next year after this big holiday, last holiday rush for the PS4, and then show the PS5. That's my guess. That's my hunch. I think they might, if they do a PSX, like hype up that February event, though. If you remember, whenever they did the PS4 like reveal announcement, they kind of just like shadow announced it was going to be a thing. Basically, they just like sent out invitations to media and press that said, come to this PlayStation meeting. It wasn't like a big hyped up event until like really close. Like once they got really close to it, then I think they did do like a trailer and things like that. Maybe they'll hype it a little bit more, right? Maybe at PSX, if there is one, they'll do like a big sizzle reel on the, like the screen and just hype up, hey, February, boom, PlayStation 5 reveal, showcase, be ready. Maybe something like that, but I don't expect the actual reveal to be at PSX. Okay. I am going to call it there, everyone. Thanks again for joining the chat. Love doing these chats. Plan on doing them often moving forward. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel already, make sure you do. Helps the channel out a bunch. Helps me out a bunch. And if you like doing these, make sure you hit a like on that on the video. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for the kind comments. You're all awesome. I like seeing repeat viewers in here. It's cool. We got like a little community. So thanks, everyone, and I'll see you in the next live chat or on Twitter. Thanks, everybody.